Welcome back. Now we'll take your questions. If you have a question yourself, send it to us at QuranSpeaks.com. So Dr. Shabir, the question today is about abrogation in the Quran, and someone's asking, is it true that the peaceful verse being abrogated with the violent verse?
No, I don't accept that way of looking at things. So basically, let me explain where the question comes from.
Yeah.
There are many verses of the Quran which show a very peaceful outlook. For example, take the ending of the 109th chapter of the Quran, which says, "Lakum dinukum waliya din." You have your religion, I have mine. Many Muslims today will just simply say this as a way of making peace. In case there is a quarrel or an argument over theology, a Muslim will say, "Lakum dinukum waliya din." You have your religion, I have mine. So it's like, let's live and let live. We agree to disagree. We depart peacefully. We respect each other's rights to believe in what they believe. But a classical Islamic theology says, well, no, that verse doesn't apply anymore. That verse and others like it only applied in a context in which the Muslims were weak. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the early Muslims did not have the power to fight the enemy, and so they had to say peace at that time, and be tolerant. But once they acquired power and they were able to fight, that's when they started getting new revelations in the Quran which instructed the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the early Muslims to fight the enemy. And in this stage, the peaceful verses no longer applied, and they're forever like abrogated. Now the reality forward from here onward is that Muslims have to fight with others.
So how does the idea of abrogation even come about?
Well, first of all, I want to say that I totally reject that way of putting these verses against each other, and I would say that it is important to interpret them in the light of each other and say that all of them still apply, but in specific contexts. Peaceful verses generally apply because that's a general situation, and that is the nature of Islam, to be peaceful. Those verses which you might say call on us to fight, those are only when we are under attack. Then we have to come forward and defend ourselves.
And it's also within the context of what that verse was revealed that we need to go back and reflect on.
Exactly. Right? So the basic predisposition is that we are at peace with everyone else, and we only fight when it becomes necessary and when it will be a just war with all of the stipulations of a just war. But it's not that we're here to fight now and we cancel all of the peaceful verses. That's unacceptable. You cannot cancel the revelation that has come from God. But how did it arise? That
the idea of abrogation.
It was just a simplistic method of making sense of verses which seem to be opposite to each other. This one says peace, this one says fight, so it must be that one of them have to go, rather than a careful effort to weave them together and see that this is the basis and this is the exception.
Thank you very much for a holistic clarification, Dr. Shabir.
You're welcome.
Hey YouTube, we hope you benefited from this video. If you liked it, or if you didn't, let us know in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more, check out some of our other videos. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.